And what is going on, everybody? We are back with another Tuesday takeover. I am Scott Moran, the co-founder here at SamCart. That guy, caddy corner down there, is Jordan P. Anderson, our video production extraordinaire. And this below here is the newest member of the takeover team. This is Taylor Danielle, a new member here at Team SamCart. Taylor, what's going on?
You know, a whole lot of nada until today. We're glad to be here.
Super excited. Taylor, this is your first time on a Tuesday takeover with me and Jordan. Give everybody like quick background. Obviously, you do this. You know what I mean? This is something. What's up? You are a member here on Team SamCart. Like, give us the intro. Give us the elevator pitch on Taylor.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I started out as a SamCart user and then later converted to a SamCart member. So it's pretty awesome to get to be on both sides. I am a podcaster and streamer. So yes, as you said, I'm no stranger to being on camera, but as a content creator, SamCart was the piece that really helped me try to put my business together in a better place and position my content in a way that can reach more people. So it's pretty exciting to get to sit here with y'all. I used to be on the other side of this, watching you guys do this One Page Wednesdays, just saying. So it's pretty great to be here.
Just saying. Awesome. Taylor, super excited you're here. Love that. Freaking, I'm not even sure we could have like a better commercial for what SamCart is and does, but listen, you know, this is what we're all about. We are here to talk about how creators make their money, how they can make more money. And actually, Taylor, I want you to kind of intro today's like subject. This is something that was kind of in your world. This is somebody who you even said before, like, am I allowed to fangirl out a little bit about this? Like,
yeah.
So, you know, walk us through here. I'll go ahead and move Miro on over, but let's chat about who we're going to talk over today.
Yeah, so I picked Harris Heller, and if you are anybody in the Twitch gaming or gaming world in general, you know who this guy is. He was huge on Twitch, and then he made the jump from Twitch to YouTube and continues to explode. He has his company Stream Beats, and so for a lot of us who use music for either our gaming streams, our live streams, or podcasts like myself, having royalty-free music is sometimes hard, and he took all of the guesswork out of it. So I've been following Harris Heller for a minute, and he recently has launched, into other projects. So I'm excited to dive in to see how we can make it better for him.
And that's exactly what we're going to do here today. So, if this is your first time attending a takeover, we essentially, and I got to stop doing that. I got to stop drawing on my screen like that. We essentially dive into creator businesses and we figure out, okay, where are they at? We answer ourselves. We answer four main questions is always kind of like our secret sauce, our blueprint for how these things are going to go. And so we take a look at a creator who we don't know. This is not, when we do takeovers, this is not somebody who's currently using SamCart, not somebody we're usually that familiar with. We usually just know them, maybe we're fangirls of them a little bit, right? But somebody who we follow who have big audiences and just give everyone watching a sense of what are they doing? How are they monetizing, right? How can they monetize better, right? And that's really all we kind of do. So it sort of centers around, we got a new format here with takeovers. And so it starts with question number one is, what's the opportunity, right? How big is their audience? How big is the opportunity for them? What are some monetization benchmarks that, we as e-commerce experts can kind of bring to the table and let everybody know, okay, like, hey, if my audience is this big, how much should you be making? And so we're going to take that, apply this all to Harris and talk about how much he's making. Then we go into, okay, what are they promoting, right? Where are they sending their people now? What kind of offers are they? Do they have their own stuff? They sell digital products. They do live events. Are they recommending, affiliate products for other people to go buy? What are they promoting? Where is that going to go? Next question is, how easy is it to buy, right? How easy and short and sweet, is it for someone to go from watching a video, falling in love with someone, to then going and buying whatever it is that they're recommending, right? And the last question, and probably the most crucial question in our minds, something that is what has made takeovers this popular, right, is how easy is it to buy more? Something that we know is so critical. One of the biggest reasons why we even built SamCart in the first place was to make this question as easy as humanly possible. How easy is it for customers to buy and then come back and buy again and again and again, right? So with that, those are those four questions. Jordan, what do you got? Where do you want to start?
Yeah, what I'm thinking so far is let's go kind of their home base. So I think Harris, he either has a Harris channel or he's Alpha Gaming. I think now it's called, what is it called, Taylor? It's like Senpai Gaming.
Yeah.
He renamed his channel. So he's got over on YouTube, we can switch over to there, and I think he's got like 646,000 YouTube subscribers here. So he's like teaching everything from, Twitch streaming tips, how to set up your studio, how to get the best audio, how to use OBS and get your camera looking nice for for Twitch or YouTube live like this, and we're trying to figure out what is he selling, is he selling anything, and kind of like what his business model is.
First of all, great hair. I mean, look at that guy's hair. Come on, that is
It's always
electric.
perfect.
What the guy's got going on.
Platinum blonde.
Right? Yeah, I was gonna say. Taylor, let me know about this. You said you were following this guy back when he was on Twitch, right? And he was like massive on Twitch. Do you know how many followers he had on Twitch? How many subscribers? Like, honestly, I don't even know. Is Twitch, is it followers, subscribers? Like, what do they call it over there?
Both. So you have
Both, okay.
Yeah, you could kind of say YouTube kind of bit off of Twitch a little bit,
little bit.
but
Right,
basically it
right.
starts out as followers, and then you can move into paid subscribers. So kind of similar, even like how Instagram has been monetizing of like, the more followers you have, the more monetization opportunities that you have. So you could have literally millions of followers, but only like 1,000 subscribers who are actually paying to see your content.
Wow.
So
Got it.
it can vary to both. But he was up there, like I'd say almost in the same like top 10 of like Ninja and the other big namers. So his chat would just keep scrolling, and I'm like, how do you read that fast? I'm terrified of my Twitch ever blowing up to that level.
Just like live comment chats, just like you can't even see them, they just blip.
It just keep scrolling. That's what mods are for, but
that.
it's kind of scary.
And then, yeah, whatever you got to do, right? Good problems to have. So, all right, so here we are. How big is the opportunity when we're looking at Harris here, right? So he's got 644,000 subscribers on YouTube. If I go over on Twitter, he's 141,000 followers over here on YouTube or on Twitter. I'm sure he's still got some stuff on Twitch. He's got another channel on YouTube that's about 80,000, right? So basically what we always say, right, in our kind of like our bedrock number for how big is an opportunity, right? How big of an opportunity does somebody have is $1 per subscriber per year, right? So in Harrison's case, we're looking at something like, we'll just call it 800,000, right? $800,000 per year. You take all his YouTube followers plus Twitter followers, plus I'm sure he's got things in other spots. He's probably got an email list I don't know about, but you add all those things up. And I think at a minimum, again, that's like a minimum threshold, right? You should be making $1 per subscriber per year. And that applies all the way down to people who are like, I have 1,000 followers. You know what I mean? That is as a minimum, you should be making $1,000 per subscriber. I'm sorry, $1,000 total, per year, if that's where you're at and you've got a smaller audience. But Jordan, what else, like, we talk about this all the time, the $1 per subscriber mark, like, how do you feel like this applies here?
For him, I mean, now I'm just thinking like, what are his revenue streams? If we're trying to browse through his YouTube channel, is YouTube just his main revenue stream? Is he just getting ad revenue from there? Is he doing sponsorships? And then is he living up to that? Is he living up to that $800,000 in revenue per year? Based on how many subscribers he's had. I mean, he could, with sponsors, he could command a lot to say, with working with big brands and say, hey, I have a huge audience. I have huge access to my entire, if you want access to me and you want access to my audience, I could charge he could charge $100,000 for a brand deal maybe. But is he doing that? And is he doing that consistently?
And something to keep in mind too, right, is that $1 per subscriber mark is that's like a floor. You know what I mean? Like I was telling Taylor before we hopped on, right? We were talking about there are SamCart creators who are doing $20, $30, $40 per subscriber per year. And we got that whole number came from, we did a live with Ashley Ann Jones, somebody who's at King Ashley Ann on Instagram. Go check her out. But, she was talking about how she deals with all kinds of different businesses and she's helping get it set up on Instagram and using social media to drive clients and sales, stuff like that. And then she's routinely seeing people with like $5,000 Instagram followers, and they're making six figures in revenue, right? And so you can see how $1 per subscriber is really kind of a benchmark. So, if that's where you're at, whatever you guys are watching, if you're thinking, all right, I'm not really making $1 per subscriber yet, you've got a big opportunity in front of you, right? And so anyway, that's where we think it is with Harris. That's roughly, we'll kind of anchor to that math. He could be over that, maybe not, but we're going to dive in and kind of take a look at it. So second question, what are they promoting, right? Jordan, we have a really specific way of kind of like figuring it. Like if you're ever wondering, any of you guys are ever go checking out your favorite creators and you wondering, what are they promoting? We do one thing every single time, right? Where do we start, Jordan?
Just link in bio. Just what's the first link that you see in the description? And if it's the link in bio, it's probably going to be the top 2, top 3 links that they choose 90% of the time. So let's head over to their YouTube channel and see
Bingo, for sure.
What Harris is promoting.
Yeah. So Taylor, this is your guy. You know what I mean? Like, you've watched this kind of thing. Like, you know a little bit more than we did even coming into this about what he's promoting. You know, if I go to the YouTube channel and I check out, okay, like, you know, what's underneath of, you know, here's a quasi recent video of his, you know what I mean? Like help me break this down. So we've got, you know, underneath of his videos, nothing right up top, but we've got YouTube, Discord, Twitter, you know, like, tell me about, then we come to this thing called streambeats.com. Tell me about streambeats.com, Taylor.
Yeah, so in the Twitch world, it's really easy to just pop on some music in the background and like play, right? You want to listen to your favorite artist, but as we all know, artists need to get paid for what they create. And so you have to have permission to use their music in your content, even if it's live. And so as someone who has, you know, seen DMCA go horribly wrong for so many people, for him to create an entire library of just royalty-free music that you can have in your videos that you're creating, in your live streams, whether you're doing just chatting or playing Fortnite or whatever, and you don't have to worry about getting those annoying emails from Twitch saying, hey, looks like you're using a song that you don't own. So we basically muted the entire part of your video that has that, so that way we don't get in legal trouble. And so he created this entire library, all because he's also an artist himself. He's a musician. And so part of him creating this studio is so that way they can make their music in-house and put it up there. And that's what these albums are, is a lot of this is made by his team. So you don't have to think about it.
Super cool. I love that.
It's amazing. It's amazing. You don't have to think about it. They even have an integration with Twitch already. So that way you can see what you're listening to, and it leads more people back to this page, or being able to get to Spotify if that's what you want to use. And they have a whole playlist on Spotify and stuff like that. So that was probably the biggest thing that came out of Twitch from him after making the jump over to YouTube, is just providing royalty-free music, because that's always the biggest issue for content creators.
For sure. So tell me about this, right? Like, you're somebody who's used Streambeats. Like, how does Harris make money off of Streambeats?
So from my understanding, it's based off of how many plays that actually go through on it.
So he's
I'm not sure how many
plays to people's Spotify or people's whatever like that. Obviously, the artist gets paid there, which is great. And he gets some kind of kickback or something like that based on plays.
You got it.
And Shopify Spotify is writing the checks for him?
I believe so. I think he actually has a YouTube video that breaks it all down, but yes, he's got a whole setup on Spotify. And because he's the artist, or you know, Streambeats is the artist, they're getting thousands and thousands and thousands of plays. Eventually you get some kickback from Spotify, because if you make enough noise on their platform, you know, they're like, all right, I guess we should pay you.
I dig it for sure. All right, so we got Streambeats. We have like kind of we brought their website in over here just as kind of the mind map, which, by the way, guys, we will put this mind map that we kind of put together for this takeover. We'll drop it in the comments down below after we publish this video, which, by the way, we are pre-recorded today. So we're not actually going to take any live questions, but if you have questions, by all means, put them in the comments if you have questions. We'd love to answer them later on if we get back to it. But okay, cool. So we got Streambeats. Jordan, let's hop back over to YouTube and let's just keep kind of kicking through the rest of these links, because, you know, Harris has a very, very long link tree here. You know what I mean? Talking all about a lot of different stuff, right? So here's Streambeats. He's got kits that he sells on kit.co, right? Jordan, you're super familiar with kit.co. Tell me about, what is this and how much do you think Harris could be making from this?
Yeah, so kit.co they run off of Amazon affiliates, Best Buy affiliates, and B&H affiliates. So it's just kind of a fancy way to put together a kit to say, hey, what kind of, you know, I'm sure every single day he's asking, or he's get asked the question, what kind of gear do you use? What cameras do you use? What lights do you use? So just say, hey, if you want to know, just go to this website, go to this one page, and here's my entire kit. So if you were to click on one of these items here, it would take you to Amazon, or it would take you to B&H, or take you to Best Buy. And if we were to complete a purchase, then Best Buy or Amazon would then send Harris a 3 to 5% commission, which we've talked about on previous episodes. We've talked about on previous episodes. You need to make, if you want to make $50,000 per year selling Amazon affiliate stuff, you need to help Amazon sell $1.75 million of camera gear.
Oh gosh, that is so much money.
Okay, that's super easy. Let me just jump in and do that.
Yeah, classic. You know what I mean? No big deal. So, and I think that about wraps it up. Honestly, we've seen we've checked out a bunch of other videos, you know, that Harris has, and in general, you know what I mean. This is the kind of stuff he promotes. Here you can see an older video where he's just linking right to Amazon, but same kind of deal, right? This is the entirety of what he's promoting. So we'll jump back over to Miro and do the we'll just wrap up kind of the mind map thing here. But you know what I mean? Here's what he's promoting, right? We've got Streambeats, we've got kit.co, right? And so in general, right, both of these things that he is promoting right here are like, I'm going to put them as he doesn't own them, right?
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna say no ownership, and this is a little bit big on the letter thing. I had the opposite problem from last week. So, but you know what I mean? Like, technically speaking, he owns Streambeats. You know what I mean? But in general, Spotify's the one paying the checks. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't really own Streambeats. He is a affiliate partner of Spotify. You know what I mean? So this is problem number one that I see is and not it's not that it's a massive problem, but listen, if you want to make more money, you know what I mean, you sell things that you own, right? And so Jordan, that brings us down to this chart right here. We kind of just like toss this chart together really quick, but in general, we are always kind of trying to give a breakdown of, all right, where is creators' revenue coming from, right? What are they doing in terms of, like what percentage of the revenue comes from where? And so, in general, we've got, I'm going to guess that Harris is making money. I keep wanting to call him Harrison because we have a Harrison on SamCart's team. The guy's name is Harris. But we got sponsorship dollars, probably a big deal, right? YouTube ad revenue, I'm sure. We're getting Spotify money from Streambeats. Maybe he's getting a small amount of money from kit.co and kickbacks from Amazon and stuff like that. But I'm guessing that's probably a really small portion of what he's in here selling, right? So, yeah, I mean, with that, this brings me to the same problem, right? What is the same problem? And really it comes back to a really big opportunity, which what we see from SamCart's top sellers is something totally, totally different. And Jordan, go ahead and let's just
let's duplicate it.
I was gonna say, you duplicate this, right? Because this is what we see with, I'll say, Harris now. This is probably how he's making money. And this is really what we see down here is we see something totally different from SamCart's top creators, right? What we see from SamCart's top creators is that they make the absolute majority of their income selling things that they own. You know what I mean? They sell digital products. They sell, event tickets. They sell services. They sell things that, when you sell something that's right. Yeah. When you sell something that's $100, you're keeping 95 of it. You know what I mean? And that's the big opportunity that I see for somebody like Harris is this big purple box over here. You know what I mean? If we can, I think we're locked back into me, right? Yeah. This big purple box right here is something that I think that Harris could and should be rolling out very quickly and could mean enormous leaps in what he's making, could instantaneously become the biggest line item in his spreadsheet. The biggest line item in his revenue in his business is just selling stuff that he owns in the form of digital products, right? And so, like, Taylor, you're a fan of this guy. You know what I mean? Like, what kinds of stuff do you think, if he put a link under his YouTube video and had an ebook or a course or something, anything digital like that, what kind of things do you think people would be lining up to buy from him?
That's the funny thing. I was literally thinking about this of like, as a content creator, what would you want to sell that isn't difficult? Because I feel like that's where a lot of, speaking for myself, where we get stuck in our heads of like, what should I sell? Like, do I even want to put the energy into this?
Of course, yeah.
But I'm thinking about most of the videos are about doing stuff on Twitch or even YouTube in terms of gaming or just content creation in general. And I feel like where there's a huge opportunity because he kind of has this like no nonsense in your face kind of style in his videos is taking that information and guiding people a little bit further, even if it's not live. A lot of people are still asking, how do I get started on Twitch, or how do I get started on YouTube, or how come I don't get the amount of viewers that I want? Views is huge on Twitch, especially because that's what leads to the money opportunities like making affiliate or partner, where you can start building a community through subscribers. And now that YouTube has the same model, it's the same thing. So I feel like really getting closer to his community and being able to help them understand, like, let me walk you through, or even just let me review your channel. I remember that was something that used to pop up every now and then with big creators. It's like, let me look at your Twitch channel and see what's going on and why I would immediately click off instead of staying on and viewing your channel. So I think there's a couple different options you can do there.
Yeah. Think about if he puts a link underneath one of these videos and said, listen, you give me You give me $1,000, I'm gonna review your channel live. He's got great content for his channel. How many people do you think would be lining up, and audience his size lining up to pay him for something like that? Would be freaking wild, right? That'd be insane. Yeah. Jordan, bring up YouTube again, because I think this is one of our favorite exercises. If anybody's ever wondering, okay, listen, like what do I go sell? What ideas do I go sell? Right? Here's me, and this is over at his big YouTube channel, and I go to his videos, and all I did was just sort by most popular, right? And what we're going to do here is we're just going to go find what is his audience already clamoring for, and how could we use these ideas to then create digital products that people would line up to buy, right? So, you said it spot on, Taylor. I think you nailed it. You're talking about like his top one is how to set up OBS for brand new streamers. You know what I mean? And here's a 20-minute video. I'm sure this is like pretty in-depth and pretty good. You know what I mean? But what if there was underneath of this video some link to go buy something that's like, hey, listen, if you want my like full Twitch, or my full streaming like blueprint, you know what I mean, where I go in depth about best cameras and setup and lighting, and it's like you do this whole thing that's related to this thing, and you people be lining up to buy that kind of content from him. I mean, that'd be an absolute no-brainer. What other things, Jordan? I know it's a little tough to see, Jordan or Taylor, like that you guys see here that you think like, man, that'd be a sick digital product.
Yeah, I'm thinking, just more, we're kind of hitting on it right now, like the kind of Twitch University, YouTube University, or, he could broaden it out and be the live stream university, because probably the customer experience right now is if I want to learn how to Twitch or I want to learn how to stream on YouTube, I have to go and watch 27 of his videos at random points, and hopefully I can watch the right video in the right order in order to get all that information. Whereas if he said, hey, look, I'm going to package this all up, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth. It's not going to have to be like YouTube crazy, like we got to keep your attention the entire time. Like we can kind of settle in and get into the information and say like, yeah, this is live stream university. This is YouTube live university, whatever it wants to be. That's the simple part. And then, take how to use OBS or just OBS 101. Something as simple as that. It could be a mini course, a 49-minute video, everything how to go from A to Z on OBS.
I've got a Hail Mary one, actually. He has a team, right? And if there's anything that I am guilty of doing, it's buying templates for anything. You should see my Notion bill. But there are so many creators like myself who, whether it's overlays, because overlays are applicable whether you're using OBS, whether you're using Ecamm, whether you're using something like Restream, like it's applicable everywhere. Those could easily be sent out too. Or, hey, pay us the extra service fee and my team will just set it all up for you. Because that's me. Yeah. Like I don't mind tinkering, but sometimes I'm like, I don't have the energy. Just do it for me and then give me the instructions on what the buttons do when I press them.
Yeah, 100%. Nice. Absolutely. Templates done for you, anything like that, 100%. And I think, right off the bat, one of the things that I said was like, man, what if we took like that streamer university thing, right, and turned it into like a membership, right? What if underneath of every video it was like, hey, listen, you guys want to join my private Discord just where I'm in there answering questions and me and my team and whatever like that? It's $20 a month, you know what I mean? Click the link down below and you send them to a page where they go buy those things. And all of a sudden it's like, bam, like that could be massive, 1,000 people in there quick, the size of his audience. I mean, you could be really, really, really creating that kind of stuff and spinning it up really, really quick. So love that. Absolutely love that. I think in general, when we're talking about, going back to the original question is, what are they promoting, right? Right now, I'm sure Harris is doing fine. In general, I'm sure, people that are doing what he's doing, I'm sure it's not like he's not monetizing.
Financially, he's not hurting. He's not hurting.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine. You
see that studio?
But there is this whole, there is this whole piece of the pie. Down here, there's this entire piece of the pie that is just missing from his business. That is what we see in our universe here in SamCart, is a massive, massive opportunity, is this big, purple hemisphere right here, where all of a sudden you roll out digital products that you create one time and sell an infinite number of times. And all of a sudden, that is a massive deal for your bottom line. So awesome. Well, we'll go back up to here. Next question we always answer, right, is we talked about, how big is the opportunity? We talk about, question number 2 is, what are they promoting? And now question number 3 is, all right, how easy is it to buy? Like, I honestly don't really know how to answer this because there's nothing to buy, right? I mean, like in general, here's me checking out his channel where we're going through his YouTube links where, we're doing all this kind of stuff. And all of a sudden there's really there's nothing here. I mean, Taylor, let me ask you a question. You like this guy, you follow this guy. Have you ever given this guy a dime?
No, because he left Twitch before I could really follow the channel. And the kit, they're helpful, but I built my studio well before then and was slowly
Right.
adding things to it. So it wasn't available by the time that I actually needed it. So outside of just getting my viewership, I literally haven't spent $1.
And that's the funniest thing is like, you're a fan, you know what I mean? Like you like this guy, like you would hypothetically go spend money. You're talking about, I've spent money on Notion on other creators and getting templates, getting all that kind of stuff. Like for all intents and purposes, the idea that, that Harris probably has 1 million people easily in his like subscriber sphere, you know what I mean? And like, probably very, very few of them have ever spent a dime actually with him, right? Or if they did, maybe it was like, on Twitch, like when you supported people on Twitch, what are you spending? Are you spending like $1 here and there? Are you subscribing to people? You know what I mean? Like give the rest of the world like an insight into Twitch and how much money hypothetically people make over there.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of everything. You have options to do, things like $1, $2 in terms of just straight up donations, right?
Right.
And then Twitch also has their own little kind of currency that they call bits. It's these
Yep.
little emoji things that, people like things that move and that are shiny. So it's fun to see them happen. You can make little
Guilty.
sounds things
Yeah.
pop up. I actually had quite a good time setting up my gifts for all of my, reactions to them. And then you have the actual subscriptions, right? Where it's like a membership. But here's the problem, and he has done so many videos about this, and that's why I think it's really cool that we're breaking this down, because there is opportunity. Twitch takes half. Any money I've made on Twitch,
They take 50.
half,
Oh.
fam, half. Okay, unless you're getting a straight donation, they take half of everything. So the $4.99 that you're spending for your favorite creator, they're only getting about $2.50 back. So you have to have at least 200 something odd subscribers per month that keep coming back in order to actually like see lucrative money from them. And it's a huge battle with them in the creator space, because it's like, it's a great platform, but it's like everybody else doing 70-30, what y'all doing? Right. So it's one of those things where like he had a community, and still does in a way, where people are paying to get silly stuff, emotes, just for you to acknowledge their name sometimes, where if I would rather take the $5 a month that I'm spending and put it towards, dear Harris, take over my channel and fix it, please. I'd like to have semi crazy scroll or whatever by whatever your guidance is. So it's too easy on almost for him to be able to come in, and even if it's just like a mastermind of, I'm only going to take in 20 people and do these things. Like, you can make crazy money even if it's a small audience. So
for sure. And that's why I love that kind of like streamer you idea. You know what I mean? It's like, how many people you think would pop in and just to be in a Discord channel with the guy, you know what I mean? And pay 10, 20, 30 bucks a month just to be there, right? And then from that crowd, how easy is it to then say, listen, I'm looking for 10 people that we're going to create a little think tank, whatever kind of stuff. And it's, that's 20 grand. That's high ticket type stuff. And all of a sudden you can see how quickly numbers start adding up every single month. He's got 1,000 people paying him this, every single, quarter or year, he's got people dropping 10 grand to be in like, a private room with him, that kind of stuff. Like that's the kind of stuff, that's the power of digital products. And then there's all the other stuff where if he went and sold, like, I don't know, it's fun to just like play around with some numbers. If he tomorrow had like a launch, like a streamer's launch guide or something kind of like that, right? And it was, we're going to sell $50 and it's got everything you need to know about becoming a streamer and doing all this kind of stuff. And he creates this digital product, creates it one time. How many copies do you think he could sell like in the next 12 months? I mean, 10,000 seems like a floor. You know what I mean? It seems like
it was like $10 a piece, $20 a piece, like whatever. Yeah, just
it seems like
just
at
push
a
volume.
minimum, you know what I mean? You could be, and then think of how many, we always talk about the like if you have companies with more customers win, you know what I mean? Like in the long run, and again, I'll just kind of go and let me find some like green space over here. But you know what I mean? Like if you're selling hold on, marker, black, there we go, cool, done. So, if you're selling something over here and you have, 100 paying customers, right? And maybe each one of those customers paid $1,000, you know what I mean? So, you, at that point, what are we looking at here? I'm blanking on numbers. That's 100 grand, obviously. What am I saying?
Public math. Here we go.
Yep. Public math is right. Never do math in public, people. Never do math in public, right? So you got that. But then you know what? Listen, if I have a business over here that has 1,000 paying customers, right? But on the average, they've only ever paid, $10, right? But all of a sudden, I'm at 10 grand. But what happens when the next time that great, you might have fewer customers never wins in the long run, because the next time that me over here in this business, I decide I want to go put together a group where, I want to go fish for 10, 100 people to come and show up in my live event. You know what I mean? I've got 10 times more people to come back and drop more money. And then that next event, makes me 50 grand. And then I
Yep.
launch that mastermind thing off of that. And that goes and makes me, 100 grand, right? Like, when you have more customers, you have more opportunity. And so think of all the people in Harris's world that still haven't spent a dime with him, right? And if all he did was focus on filling up this bucket right here and say, listen, I just want to get more customers in the door, right? Like, man, things would start popping off for him in a major, major way. So anyway, that's my soapbox about having more customers.
Yeah,
That's a big one.
he can do low ticket offers. I mean, this is even reminding me of Ali Abdal on SamCart, where he sells YouTuber Academy. He's selling
Yep.
those at $750 a seat, $1,000 a seat,
Big
and
time.
he only takes in 300 at the max per cohort. So if he did a Twitch University or YouTube Live University and said, "Hey, we're only going to take 300 people, and each seat is $1,000," that's a pretty good payday.
For sure. Yeah. Businesses that go from this model to over here to this model blow up. I mean, really, truly, like, I can't even describe the number of SamCart top creators who fall into this bucket over here on the right. I mean, it's 90%. You know what I mean? Like, it is the majority of people who focus on, all right, I just need more people to come in and spend some money with me, and then I'm going to create ways for them to keep going, right? And that's really brings us to question number 4, right? Question number 4, how easy is it to buy? We kind of did that one. The answer is, it's not that easy to buy. There's really nothing to buy, right?
Mm.
Which in a way is cool and purist. You know what I mean? A lot of people really like that. But at the same time, like, Taylor, you're living proof. Like, here's a super fan of his, super fan's a relative term, but you know what I mean? Like, you have spent time with this guy. You know what I mean? Like, you have been in these videos and checked these out and still haven't really spent a dime because you haven't been given the chance, really, And so that brings us back to, how easy is it to spend, or how easy is it to buy more? And so, of course, I'm going to give Harris kind of an incomplete on this one too, but it's the same process as over here. You know what I mean? When we talk about how easy is it to buy more, the reason that has to be easy is because this is what awaits you when you make it easy for customers to buy more, And so on SamCart, we show SamCart pages and stuff all the time. Jordan, maybe we can bring up an example of one where we're going to show just even the easiest thing is just having some order bumps, right? Some ways for customers to say, hey, I want to buy product A, but then I also want to add B and C, right? And that's how you get businesses that turn from 6 figures in revenue to multiple 7, right? Is when you make it easy for customers to buy more. And that's really what SamCart was kind of built to do, right? SamCart was built to make it easy for you to fill up this bucket right here, right? And then it was make it easy for your customers to do this and to grow up and keep spending more money as they keep, give people more opportunities to say, cool, yeah, I want to spend more on this and this and this. And like, that's how you get to that point. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's the soapbox about how spending more, you know what I mean, and doing those kind of things. But
yeah, I'm trying to think, like, what is his long-term play with not offering any products and just saying, like, look, I'm just going to, because he's in a game of volume now. He's just like, how many YouTube videos can I put out, and how many streams can I get on Spotify, and how many clicks can I get to Amazon? And he's just like, that's a rough game. Like, you're playing the 0.25% game, where you're just hoping that out of the million people that click, 10 people buy, 10 people do something. And like,
right.
I don't like those odds, and that leads to burnout. And if you're a creator making YouTube videos every single week where you feel like you're forced to, that's where you blow your own channel up, because you're just like, I'm tired of this, or I'm leaving Twitch forever, I'm never gonna live stream again. You're just over it.
Taylor, let me ask you a question. Like, a lot of times with someone like Harris, you know what I mean? Like, you're only as good as your last video. Like, in general, hey, look, Harris has this awesome big audience, you know what I mean? But in the grand scheme of things, like, how long would your stream or your podcast survive if you like decided, listen, I'm going to take 3 months off? You know what I mean? I'm just not going to post. I'm not going to do those kind of things. Like, how quickly do you think your readership, your viewership, whatever, right, would like essentially go to zero?
I'm kind of living it right now, because the pod has been on pause for the past couple of months, just because I'm trying to revamp some things, because I've learned so much of how I could position my podcast a lot better. And I'm grateful that I've had sponsors and things like that. And even with my Twitch streaming, I just started getting back into consistency with that. So
Yeah.
when you're especially a smaller creator like myself, it's a blow to take that kind of time off and lose interaction with people. So to have this large audience where people are like pining to see what's going on, especially that the studio and like especially the new Mac Studio coming out, those are like the last two major videos that I remember watching.
Right.
Like these are people who have been invested for a while, and so for you
Yeah.
to kind of disappear for a little bit and there's nothing in between to kind of hold you over, yeah, I could definitely see it easily, people leaving because I'm living through it.
Hey man, and that, look, that's how it goes. You know what I mean? Like we were talking with Julius Satine not that long ago, and he was talking about how he was riding high and he's got all these views. It was he was breaking records on Facebook for views and all. I mean, hundreds of millions. It was crazy, right? I think he literally said he lost billions, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
billions of views. But he wasn't really doing any of this stuff. He wasn't giving people opportunities to become customers, something like that. And then guess what the frick happened is that Facebook says, hey, listen, we don't really like this content anymore. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden his viewership went to zero and he has nothing. Like he's got no customer list. He's got no email list. He's got no nothing. And so somebody like Harris, right? Start investing and start building this asset of customers and people who have bought something from you, even if it's only like $1. You know what I mean? Be like, I don't even care. Like if the money's like not what you're after, in which I think there's a huge opportunity for him to sell digital products and make money doing it, right? And a lot of money doing it. But man, I mean, even if it was like, I'm going to sell something for $10 and we're just going to toss some stuff out there. And the whole purpose of it is so that my best customers, my best viewers, I've got their emails, I've got phone numbers. And if I want to take 3 months off, I can contact them. They're still going to be there when I get back. You know what I mean? Because I own that email list. I own that customer base. So anyway, with that, Jordan, go ahead, dive into to what we have here. This is a great example.
We built a test page for Vanessa a while back. So this could be another idea of just like a simple digital product. Vanessa, I think she was selling like a $2,000, $5,000 front end offer. So we said, hey, why don't we do a smaller thing up front? But this is an example of, this is a $50 item, the Instagram stories. But here's an example of if you were to bring somebody in, 1 in 3 people are probably going to choose an order bump. So they may opt in to say, hey, I want this course as well and this other course as well. So for Harris, he could sell, here's the, $10 studio guide PDF download. But if you also want to join Twitch University and YouTube University and Livestream University, just all you got to do is click add to order. And it could take an order from $10 to $200, just like that.
Bingo. And this is really how do you make it easier to buy more? You know what I mean? Like this is the kind of stuff, the features that are baked into SamCart that make it easier for someone to go from buying product A to also buying B and C at the same time. You know what I mean? And when you do this is the kind of stuff that blows up businesses. We know from the SamCart database that if you add just one of these checkboxes, each one of these is called an order bump, right? If you add just one of these, you're going to increase your average order size by 31%, right? 31%. So not everybody's going to say, yeah, give me this and this and this and this and go on this little mini buying spree, but enough people are going to say, hell yeah, give me that. And all of a sudden you are making 31% more money on every single customer, right? Not every, whatever, on average, because you put something here that just makes it easy for someone to discover and buy more, right? And so that's really the power of what we're talking about here, right? That's why that's why the fourth question is make it easy to buy more, because when you do this stuff, things absolutely blow up.
100%. Yep. So probably Harris's mission after watching this video is to get his first product built, but then to see his business really blow up to get that second and third product built.
And layer them on. You know what I mean? Start small. You know what I mean? Start small. Like Taylor, you were a SamCart customer. You know what I mean? When you came to SamCart, did you have a product already? Did you have multiple? Were you like, all right, I got to start small and get my first one out there? Like, where were you at?
I definitely was drawn into the Facebook ad of like, you don't have a product, that's okay. And then I kind of took it from there. And so, yeah, it helped me kind of figure out how I wanted my membership to go that I'm working on building and thinking about what smaller things can I give my audience in the meantime that makes sense. And so I've been very much pulling ideas and things from everything that I do every day because it's in the diabetes space. And so I live with it. So I understand that there are smaller things that people don't want to have to think about. They just want it to be handed to them and be able to throw it out there. Yeah.
Yeah. And starting with that passion, starting something that close to your heart, you know what I mean? Like that's where success is. You know what I mean? Like for us, that was baseball. You know what I mean? You're in the diabetes space. Like Jordan, you're all about like editing and stuff like that. Is, the stuff that you're spinning up is like, that's where that when you have a passion, you understand, okay, my people want this and this kind of stuff. It's easier to think through, all right, what would someone line up and buy for me? You know, that kind of thing. But I absolutely love that big time. Awesome. Jordan, let's dive one back, throw it through Miro. We'll give away big takeaways, and then we'll put a wrap on this pre-recorded Tuesday takeover. So
hey, hang on, folks. It is 40 minutes into this pre-recorded live stream. Leave a comment down below the YouTube video, the number 40, and we'll show you some love. Type the number 40 in the comments.
40.
All right.
Drop it down in there. Awesome.
All right, let's review.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Ooh.
What is your big takeaway from, what we did here today with Harris?
I think the biggest thing is that having something that you own through and through is huge. It's cool to start out with these, different smaller revenue streams. I think a lot of us who are in the content creation space get that, whether that's Twitch subscribers, whether that's YouTube revenue, whatever. But as quickly as you can and as passionately as you can, find the thing that's easy for you to build that you feel good about, because that's my number one thing. If I don't feel good about it, I'm not putting it out there. And get it out there and let people know that it's yours, because if you've built that fan base, they're going to come for it, versus going through a third party to get it. So that's probably my biggest one, is
Love that.
create something that your people want that is solely yours.
Love that. Jordan, what about you?
I agree. Yeah. Harris has built up enough goodwill with his stream beats, with his YouTube channel, with providing a ton of instruction on how to get your stream up and going. For him to just quickly say, or to make a YouTube video, say, hey folks, I got a $10 product, or I'm starting this course, or I'm starting this live training, or this university. I think it'd be an easy win.
Easy. I'm going to take, I'll take the sidestep here, because obviously I think that's the biggest single takeaway from all this. But I'll take a sidestep and start talking about building a list of customers, right? Every single creator watching this, you guys should be thinking, how can I start building a list of customers? More customers means a bigger business. More customers means stomping on your competition, right? So even if that means starting real small, right? Even something like a pay what you want product, right? Again, another awesome feature on SamCart, great thing to get out there and just make it easy for people to come buy some stuff, is let them choose the price, right? Super, super simple. But man, get out there. Drop some stuff in there. Think about what do I have sitting on my desktop right now, right? What old podcast episode do you have, Taylor? Like some interview you did, what I mean? Some chart you made, or some, I don't know, whatever, something like that that's just sitting around that you could start selling for $1, $10, $20, whatever, right? That people would start lining up and start paying you for. More customers means a bigger business. So for all of you guys watching right now, drop your big takeaway in the comments down below. Always love getting back in there after we post this up and get it out there. But we'd love to know, what was your big takeaway? Give Harris some love. Go check him out over on YouTube as what is it? Sensei. What was it? Sensei what?
Senpai Gaming.
Senpai Gaming. That's the one. I was thinking about that thing for a second. Check out Senpai Gaming for anybody who's looking about Twitch viewership and all that kind of awesome stuff. Give him a tag on social media. Let him know about this. And on behalf of myself, Taylor Danielle, Jordan P. Anderson, and the entire team at SamCart, thank you guys so much for joining us for this edition of Tuesday Takeover. You guys can register for future editions and get notified when we do this again in the link down in the comments down here below. So, but on behalf of the entire team, thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We will catch you in the next one. Be good.